Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, Facebookers, all social media across the nation. Uneducated Network on YouTube presents Uneducated Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. And before we get into our news today, please like and subscribe, share, comment, all to Uneducated Network where you can see my show, Uneducated Sports Talk, and many other shows on our channel. It's more than just a YouTube channel, it's a way of life. So with that being said, please like and subscribe to Uneducated Network on YouTube. So let's go ahead. Let's start with college football news. This coming Tuesday, I will be having my college casual sports talk with my man Brian Wilkinson. So, and excuse me if you hear my kids in the background; they're acting a little crazy right now. But I had to throw them away. I had to get a show on right fast. So, but Tuesday, college casual football playoff talk is going to be with me and Brian Wilkinson. We will break down everything college football, the bowl games, and what's going on in the playoffs as well for college football. So please, you see my show and you'll see Christopher Lambert, Uneducated Star Wars Talk. If you want to know about how he feels about his review of The Last Jedi, please watch his channel because he will have one updated very soon. So let's go ahead with it, y'all. Let's talk about college football though. I want to talk about Baker Mayfield winning the Heisman. It was obvious from the jump that he was going to be the Heisman winner basically since like week 8 of the season when you saw Saquon Barkley kind of go down a little bit in the standings or in the polls. And obviously he won. He got 86% of the vote, which is probably one of the highest they've ever had. It was him, Lamar Jackson, and Barkley as well from Penn State. And you kind of figured the way momentum was going, it was all Baker Mayfield's, despite his off the field and on the field antics, you know. And it was kind of obvious, a no-brainer. And well-deserved. So I said it in the beginning, it was Saquon Barkley, and then as Penn State and himself started to drop with yardage and losses, well, Baker Mayfield started getting the wins, and you know, so that was something very interesting to see. Baker Mayfield is a great quarterback, and I'm gonna tell you this: he reminds me of Deshaun Watson from last year, where you're going into these Mel Kipers and these Tom McShay's their rankings or their mock drafts, and they got like Baker Mayfield like number 19 and stuff. Just like Deshaun Watson, I said that Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in this class. I think he should be the number 1 quarterback taken off the board. Not Josh Darnold, not Sam Darnold, and not Josh Rosen. Yes, I like those two for their stature. They're big guys who can throw the ball. But if you want someone, a playmaker who's going to do everything he can to get you a victory right now, it is Baker Mayfield. He is the man. He's the best quarterback. If I'm somebody in that top 5 or top 10, I'm going up. I'm going to try and go up to get Baker Mayfield. I'm just doing that. Or if I'm someone in the top 10 to 15, I'm going up to get Baker Mayfield. He is that great of a talent in my opinion. Someone's going to get him and someone's going to enjoy him. People say he needs to be like Drew Brees. No, he's Russell Wilson. Stop all that he's not Russell Wilson. He has that kind of magic. He does. I don't want to hear people say he doesn't have that magic. He has the footwork to be Russell Wilson. Yes, you want him more like Drew Brees, obviously. But let's be honest, he's got to move around the pocket. And he's not the biggest quarterback. He's going to use them feet to do what he has to do. I like Baker Mayfield, and I hope he gets the credit he deserves when it comes out to the NFL draft. So, that being said, Baker Mayfield has my vote for the Heisman, and he did win, and he has my vote as being the best quarterback in this 2018 draft, or 17 draft, whatever you want to call it. It'll be 18, yeah, 2018 draft. He should be the first quarterback taken off the board, but he probably won't be, because experts know what they're talking about. Yeah, Mr. Trubisky over Deshaun Watson, please. Anyways, that being said, let's go into basketball news. Paul George made his return back to Indiana to face his old team, the Indiana Pacers. How did it go? Well, they got the victory. That's all that matters, right? Wrong. They got the victory despite of them playing terrible the whole entire game. When I say them, I mean Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and Carmelo Anthony. That team is going nowhere very fast. Right now, they are looking on the outside of the playoffs. If the playoffs start, they'll be the 9th seed, and it's not looking good. They're getting worse every single game. It's more like they're playing isolation ball. And like Carmelo jokingly said, when we had the ball and we're wide open, it's kind of weird to have the ball and we're wide open. I'm like, no, if you're an NBA player and you're an NBA star, you will hit wide open shots all the time. Period. I had a guy tell me that NBA players, they go 10 for 10 from three-point line. No matter if you're a center, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, point guard. If you're in practice, you should go 10 for 10 from the three-point line. It's kind of like mandatory now in this NBA. So my thing is when you're in the NBA game and you're a superstar and you're wide open like Carmelo is or you're wide open like Paul George is, you got to knock those shots down, period. I know you're not used to it, quote unquote, but you got to do it. You got to do it. There's no excuses for the team being this bad. It kind of makes you figure Russell Westbrook and a bunch of scrubs are better than Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony together. I didn't see this coming one bit. In the beginning of the season, we were talking about them matching up very well against the Golden State Warriors. And yes, for that one game in Oklahoma City where it was all emotions, all on Russell Westbrook's back, yes, they came out and they beat the Golden State Warriors. But if you're talking about a 7-game series, they probably last 5 games, to be honest. If they even make it to the playoffs, let's just be real. they got to make the playoffs. And it's very tough. Carmelo Anthony has to come off the bench. There's no doubt about that. He must come off the bench in order to give shine, because Russell Westbrook and Paul George can play together very well. I can see that happening. But then you add in Carmelo Anthony, put him on the bench. You have Carmelo Anthony being the man when the bench comes in, where he can shoot up all the shots he wants. And I keep telling everyone, and they didn't want to believe me, Carmelo Anthony is a team killer. He is a team killer. When it's all said and done, he will kill his team in advance, because the way he plays the ball, he plays no defense. He shoots way too much. He cannot jump anymore. He can't move anymore. He is just one guy who can shoot the ball very well. He can post up, but he can't push you down. He can't back you down. But he'll post up though. He shoots crazy fadeaways, and he's the reason why this team, I believe, you want to put a one person out over 3 guys. Yes, Russell Westbrook has been struggling overall from last year. His free throw percentage is down like 14%, which is weird. But I mean, outside of that, I think you add in Carmelo Anthony, who just isn't Carmelo of old anymore. He's just old Carmelo. And I think he is the team killer. They either have to trade him, or he has to come off the bench, make that conscious effort and say, hey, come off the bench. We will still give you starter minutes, but come off the bench now, right? I think Oklahoma City has to go that route, or they will find themselves, when it's all said and done, looking outside of the playoffs, and they'll be the biggest joke and disappointment in NBA history, in my opinion. So, let's talk a little NFL. We got the marquee matchup going on. The Pittsburgh Steelers play host to the New England Patriots, and although it was kind of damped by the Patriots' loss to the Dolphins, have no fear. It's still the Patriots and the Steelers, and the winner kind of gets sole possession of first place for the moment. So that is still in stakes. But if the Steelers win, they will be the AFC Conference #1 seed throughout the playoffs. So they are dialed in to win that game. The Patriots, Rob Gronkowski's coming back now, so the offense is definitely not going 0 for 11. I promise you guys that. That was kind of tough to watch, because you're so used to Tom Brady dominating. You're so used to the wide receivers being open, whoever he throws the ball to. You see them just, calculating everything that goes on in the game from start to finish. And then you say, well, what's going on? What happened? That Dolphins defense for one game came out and they played very, very, very great defense. Very great defense. Despite Rob Gronkowski being out there, I still think they lose the game with Rob Gronkowski just because of the way the game was played. But Rob makes that big of a difference to the team. And now you finally realize that Rob is just that dynamic to Tom Brady's success. No knock on Tom Brady. He's still one of the greatest of all time. But he's getting up there in age now, and he needs his full complement of weapons to do damage. Now, if they come in that same mindset and that same defensive lapse they've had against the Steelers in Pittsburgh, because let's be honest, every time you saw Patriots versus the Colts with Peyton Manning, or you saw the Patriots versus Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger, the game was always being played in New England. For some reason, it felt like it was always in New England. These teams played every single year. Well, now it's in Pittsburgh, and Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, the Killer Bees, these guys are going to show up and show out against this Patriots defense, because it's not looking pretty good right now. I'm going with the Steelers winning this game and being the AFC champions. Yes, I think Brady does have a big game, and look, we've all seen Brady dissect the Pittsburgh Steelers from start to finish. This year just feels a little different. It feels different. I don't know why, but it feels totally different this year. But the Steelers have to come out with a conscious effort to play more man-to-man defense. Because they sit back and play zone, as usual, the Dick LeBeau defense, well, they will get ate up once again. But I think this year their offense is just that more dynamic than usual. Antonio Brown could very well win MVP, and I'm rooting for a wide receiver to win MVP because he deserves it out of anybody. Le'Veon Bell's gonna get his. Ben Roethlisberger, of course, going to get his. So I don't see how the Patriots stack up well against this Steelers offense. We'll find out when it happens. So I'm very stoked for this matchup. So tell me, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know who wins out of the Patriots and the Steelers. I want to hear your comments down below. And whoever wins this game, will they win the AFC overall? I like to know how you guys feel because it's a big game. Still have to get this because the Patriots somehow win the AFC number 1 seed. They will go to the Super Bowl once again. So Pittsburgh has to go ahead and get this victory. If not, they're going to be looking up and be kicking themselves in the buttocks. I'll tell you guys that. So, next episode, I will break down all of Saturdays and Sundays preview for the NFL games. Let you guys know how I feel, who will win, and also I will talk fantasy. Yes, this is the last, kind of like the last week for fantasy owners, this week and next week. So, I will let you guys know who I will pick. So, I have 2 separate videos, the fantasy one, and then I have the my pick'ems. So, be ready for that, you guys. I want to thank you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Uneducated Network, where you see my show, Uneducated Sports Talk, and many shows on our channel. With that being said, this is Uneducated Network, Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. And as always, sports fans, you know what time it is. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace.